There's nothing inherently wrong with women wanting men to pursue them. Many women desire to feel wanted, possibly even more so than men. This is a universal aspect of human nature, and it's unlikely that anything we say or do can drastically change this dynamic. The problem arises, however, when it comes to marriage or relationships, as some women expect everything to be on their terms, rather than working together as equals. Sadly, many people today seem more inclined to find reasons to end relationships than to focus on growing together.
Why marriages today are not working? Well, I think that commitment is really low. I think one of the big things is that everything is replaceable. We live in a really material world, and somehow our husbands, our wives, I was going to say our children, but I don't think most people think that their children are replaceable. But this is a really good thing. Why would a woman think that, oh my gosh, I could never leave my children? I thought this way, by the way. I did not want to lose my children. I didn't want anybody else to raise them. I didn't want to lose 50% custody. I didn't want any of that. But yet, my husband was to me replaceable. Why? I wasn't as committed as I anticipated that I was going to be. Now, obviously I'm a bad example because I did stay committed and we were able to turn things around. But the question is, why are marriages not working? Well, they're not working because you don't stay committed to the commitment that you made, because everyone and everything is replaceable.
Why are young Black couples not getting married? Specifically, why are young Black men not asking?
The modern man there's a lot less incentive on getting married nowadays. Many would argue that in the modern society, the man stands more to lose, because you understand, and this is a philosophy that I wrote when I was in high school. Men look at women as investments. So a woman, a real man, like a real elite top tier man, we look at women as investments, not as in, what's in it for us, give and take. It's an emotional investment. It's a spiritual investment. Women look at men for a different type of, not so much investment. They're looking for, you're more based off of safety, security. You're in that realm of like, make me feel good, make me feel safe, make me confident that I made the right choice. We're generally looking at women as, we bring them a seed and we just need you to help it grow. That's it. So when men say, you're not supporting me, they're basically saying, hey, I have a seed here. Can I get some water? So in the modern society, I think why men aren't asking is because there's fears of having that failed return on investment.
Marital trust. Decline. Trust between men and women has reached historically low levels. Over time, marriages have lost some of their value, with many men feeling disillusioned by women, especially as more of them reveal their true intentions. Some women enter marriages seeking to benefit from their partner's resources while still pursuing other potential partners. A major factor in the rise of non-intimate marriages is that some women have shifted away from traditional gender roles. Influenced by certain aspects of feminist ideology, they seek to adopt more masculine roles and authority, which can create conflicts in relationships. Around 50% of marriages end in divorce, with about 70% of these initiated by women. Women often gain most of the assets in a divorce, including child custody in approximately 80% of cases. Fathers frequently lose most of their parental rights, retaining mainly a financial connection. Given the bias in family court decisions, it's understandable that many men are hesitant to participate in this system. Though divorce can benefit some, it is often to the man's detriment, resulting in a complex and sometimes unfair situation. It's possible that men could eventually collectively reject this system, leading to long-term consequences. Reforming the legal system. Reforming divorce laws and encouraging the use of prenuptial agreements are crucial steps in protecting both men's and women's interests in modern relationships. Prenuptial agreements should be encouraged while couples are still on good terms, as it's a reasonable approach. However, women sometimes react emotionally, viewing it as a lack of trust. It's also troubling when children are used as pawns in divorce proceedings. Children should not be punished by being kept away from a parent due to the parent's anger toward each other. The legal consequences of marriage today are so severe that many men hesitate to consider it. This is particularly true in Western countries, while regions like Russia, Asia, and Eastern Europe might have different dynamics. Over time, family law has evolved into a situation where men perceive high risks and low rewards from marriage, whereas women see low risks and significant rewards, especially if they want to exit the marriage. Approximately 80% of divorce proceedings are initiated by women. It's well known that even the mere thought of divorce signals the end of a relationship. In many Western nations, common law marriages, couples living together for extended periods, are treated the same as legal marriages, with the state applying this perspective to separations, including child custody and the division of assets. This primarily benefits women. It raises the question for men. Why should they marry when they witness fathers losing parental rights, their income shrinking, and their relationships with their children deteriorating? For good reason, some women are referred to as divorce machines. Hypergamy. Among women, biologically, men tend to spread their genetic material, while women are wired to seek high-value partners, with whom they can form lasting bonds and use their resources. Family law appears to amplify women's hypergamous tendencies when divorce occurs. Women often seek stability and opportunities to improve their situations. For example, I overheard a conversation between two women at a Starbucks recently. One woman, advising her friend considering divorce, said, "You should do it." Ironically, she had just arrived in a new Range Rover, dropped her kids off, and met her friend to discuss divorce. Her friend responded with, "You can take half of his monthly income, the car, the house, and not have to deal with his foolishness." This gives insight into how some women view marriage and divorce. While some women may argue that their divorces didn't follow this pattern and they supported their ex-husbands financially, men often find themselves in situations where they marry attractive women who might not have much to offer. But when divorce happens, these women try to maintain their status, often through the divorce proceedings, which can lead to control over financial assets. The core issue lies in how men struggle to satisfy their biological urges, while women appear not to actively address this challenge. For instance, when indigenous people encountered European settlers armed with cannons and rifles, while they had only spears, they were at a severe disadvantage. Similarly, men in marriage often feel outmatched by the overwhelming legal system, which seems designed to benefit women.
I remember seeing people married 20 plus years and then getting a divorce. And I said, how can you be married 25, 28, 30 years and then get a divorce? Because ultimately you don't know the person that you've been married to, because as life evolves, you begin to grow and go in a different route, in a different way. And, at the end of the day, 20, 30 years down the line, you look at each other and say, you know what? I don't really know you. I don't necessarily know if I like you. Maybe we shouldn't be together anymore.
The decline of marriage. In reality, traditional marriages no longer exist. Since government involvement began, they've become civil unions, distinct from religious marriages. Ideally, the government should remove itself entirely from marriage matters. People should be able to choose a religious marriage in their church, or a civil union, without any state interference. State marriage certificates should be relabeled as civil union certificates to reflect their true nature. However, it seems unlikely that substantial changes will occur in my lifetime, and it appears that the situation will worsen for men. More and more, men are being singled out and held accountable for their actions. They are increasingly pressured to provide their wives or girlfriends with allowances based on their income, and this trend is concerning. It's troubling that men are now seen as financial offenders for managing their finances within relationships. Men are delaying marriage, while women are adopting more assertive traits, and men are becoming more receptive to feminine qualities. Feminism, which initially sought gender equality through suffrage and workforce inclusion, has now transformed into a toxic form, posing a threat to Western civilization and the integrity of nuclear families. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.